one had even told me I had heard that he had been shot at one point.
Okay.
Not
Okay.
shot. Yeah, he was shot. He was shot.
Yes.
He was shot at one
Yes.
point. They didn't know who it was. And then I saw him. He was in heaven. I saw him in heaven with the Father standing there. I'm just going to get into it. I'm so excited about this.
Yeah.
I don't know much about Charlie. I know that he gave himself for the youth. He went to a lot of different colleges and places like that. He would even go to where the lost was on purpose to get them to come to Christ. And so I know that he did those things like that. I know that I think he was in business and other stuff like that, but I didn't on purpose, didn't look
Yeah.
because I knew the Father would show me things. And that's what's the exciting part is for
Yeah.
me. And a couple unusual things. He wasn't wearing the normal gown or robe that I see many people in when you pass. You,
Yeah.
of course, are you're no longer wearing the clothes you were wearing.
Right.
You're now in your spiritual body. It's got something beautiful, wonderful, powerful thing that you're wearing. Usually, and I tell people the gown is not a nightgown and the robe is not a bathrobe. It is like a king's gown and a king's robe. These are the things you get when you pass away, and then you're going on your way up to heaven. But what he gave Charlie got to go change. From that, when I saw him standing next to the Father, he was right there up at the throne with the Father, and there was silence in the throne room at that point. People always come to welcome people there. He was wearing like a tunic outfit, like tunic top and pants, and it was white and it had gold trimmed all
Do you
over it.
mean that he had a choice and he went and got that? Is that what you're
No, the
saying?
Father took him. He wanted him to have
Okay.
it. He wanted
Okay. Okay.
for a purpose.
Okay.
This is you, and I realize now after seeing this, he was getting part of his reward for what he had done. For all the years he had given himself to rescue people, especially the youth. And then when I saw him turn, he had on a quiver. And that quiver, I knew by the Spirit, there were 1,000 arrows of light in
Wow.
this quiver. And this was part of his reward that he was giving him for giving his life to seek others, to seek the lost, to seek the youth, to rescue people. To me, it made me think about. I don't want to like diminish anything, but it made me almost think about like Robin Hood,
Well, sure. Yeah. I mean, yeah, it's a good to have sort of a metaphor or analogy like
who
that.
was for the good, right? He
Yeah.
was for the good, always pursuing the good, the helper of people, especially the ones who didn't have very much. He would pursue them, even in the shows and the movies and everything.
And
But his quiver had always some of the sharpest arrows. They always hit their mark. And so even what he was wearing on his head at this point looked like one of the kind of cap things that maybe
yeah,
Robin
the Robin Hood
was
type of cap or
wearing.
something.
Yes, yes.
Was it? Are you saying that that now that he's in heaven and this is his reward, one of his rewards, he will be shooting some of those arrows somewhere, or is it just more of the outfit?
Oh no, he gets
Oh,
to shoot them back to
okay,
the earth.
okay, wow, I like that.
And then the Father moved his hand, and there was a door that opened, and I looked in there and I thought, wow, he's got 1,000 arrows. Of course, they don't weigh anything, not to
Yeah,
him, but there were 1,000 arrows of light. They were beautiful. They had gold feathers and gold tips on them. And this is what he was talking to him about. These are yours. This is a reward that you will get to use even for me now that you're here, which
wow.
I think also is unusual from the things I've seen and heard. That wherever he shoots this arrow of light, it will crush the darkness. No matter where he shoots it, it goes, because he has a place he'll go and do this, and he'll shoot these arrows down to the earth, and he will do several different things. I know it crushes the darkness. I know it brings blessings. I know that it will inspire youth with the presence of God. So this is his reward. And the Father moved his hand, and it was like an open door, not there in the throne room, probably near his mansion, and I saw hundreds of quivers.
Really,
Hundreds.
hundreds with thousands in it. And
Each
wow.
quiver had 1,000 arrows of light. And this was one of the things that he was actually receiving, which is one of the things you do when you go there. You're welcomed, by the Father, and he'll actually hold you. You go
Yeah.
to that eternal glory that is around him. And then you begin to look closer and closer. You begin to see his eyes of fire. And then he reaches out to take you and welcome you to heaven. And I heard the words that he said to me, "Welcome home, son." And then he said, "You loved your family well." He said, "And that was wonderful. But you chose to love the youth for me." And that was so powerful to hear him say that, recognize what he had done with his life, that he had poured out his life. This was also unusual. Charlie turned to the Father and said, "May I say a word?" He said, "You have something to say?" He said, "I mean, for the youth. Can I send a word to them that they won't give up? They'll never step back. They'll run the race filled with the light of God, the love of God, and crush the darkness. Can I say that to them? Will they hear it if I say it?" He said, "I have given so much and poured out so much. I don't want their lives to stop. I don't want people to be crushed. I don't want them to grieve for me." He said, "I am here in your presence. They need to run their race. They need to know you are real. This is real what's going on. But we will not lose."
Yeah.
We will not lose, and they will not lose.
So good.
He said, "I want also my family to know that I love them dearly. My precious wife, I love her. She was my soulmate. She was there with me all the time. I want her to know I still love her. I want my children to know I love them. I will be praying over all of them, declaring over all of them. I'll go to the poor and I will declare over them. Can I let them know that? Can I say that?" And he couldn't see me standing there, but the Father turned his head and looked at me.
She'll tell them.
He said, "I promise you, they will hear those words and they will know where your heart was."
And when the Father said, "You've loved your family, but you love the youth," it's like the bigger thing was the youth, because the Bible said, Jesus said, "When you love those that don't love you,"
You're right.
that was a greater love. And he probably had to sacrifice a number of nice evenings with his kids in order to do the next conference, the next convention. I know as a family man, I never wanted to be away from my kids when they were growing up. I just refused to be away from them. I could have made a whole bunch of more money flying here and doing that. But yeah, so anyway, back to this. I just think that God saw the sacrifice he did.
Yes.
He made, even with his family. So
he
that's a supposition. I don't want to say anything that wasn't true.
And so the Father normally, if he does that, will show me for a week.
Oh, really? New stuff?
Yes.
You got to come back and tell us some
show
more
me
stuff.
new stuff. He'll show me new stuff. He showed me a couple things yesterday also about what he was doing, and some things about his mansion. I do want to share one thing I saw, because it might mean something to his wife, because I don't know the things that Charlie likes.
His wife is Erica. His wife is Erica. So.
And one of the other times was he'll catch up and just give me a glimpse. That's what he does, and he'll bring me right back down. Today, I saw him at an ice cream parlor. Now,
nice.
I don't know what he likes. I don't normally know what he likes, but he was there. He had the biggest ice cream cone, and he had 1 scoop of chocolate and 1 scoop of strawberry. And it looked like he was really enjoying that cone. And the scoops are like this big. Okay, nothing is small in heaven. And so I thought, wow, this is a real special treat that he let me see that. So I wanted them to know that. And he was probably thinking about them when he was eating that ice cream. I'm sure they probably all.
Yeah, I mean, they have to. They know they love their family. They know they're waiting for them. He's waiting for them to one day to come.
Yeah.
Oh, there was something I was going to tell you. Well, I was going to make this comment. I've told it on a couple other shows. I mentioned it here because different people watch different guests. They pick their favorite guests. So people didn't know I was in the hospital. But when I was in the hospital 3 weeks ago, my team, my camera team, in concert with the documentary we're shooting for Elijah Streams, we're doing it with Matt and Joy Thayer. We're interviewing Charlie.
Wow.
So we have the interview today. I saw a piece of a clip. They sent it to me, and in this particular clip, and I won't quote it exactly, but he's talking to Matt, who's interviewing him, and he's basically telling how. And I at the moment, the clip that I saw, he's saying, but Daniel, having been instructed by the government, you are not allowed to worship or pray to your God. He went to the window and opened the window up and stood there, and so that everybody could see. He's just waxing eloquent on this tape that we have. And I don't know, I think we have hours of it. I don't know what all will end up on.
Yeah, how awesome.
Isn't that amazing? And so even that clip, just that one clip, preaches so much louder now in retrospect to what's just happened. So now people are all over the world that have never heard him ever speak are watching these clips by the multiplied millions and learning, is that what he was saying? They never knew. They just heard he was hateful or something,
Yeah.
So, wow. So you come back and tell us any more that you get.
Yeah, I'll be glad to.
Yeah. It makes me wonder. I'm curious. Maybe someone will tell me. A lot of times when God will show you something, part of the reward harkens back to a part of them. It makes me wonder if he was ever interested or did archery. Because
that is very possible.
If any one of you happen to know that, text it to us in the next few days, and someone will get it to me. But that would be interesting to know.
Yes.
He's got a new book